Tim Poole and Mike Cernovich had a very honest conversation about the frustrations young men are having on dating apps. We are here to help. We're going to break that down. Weights and Dates starts right now. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to this edition of Weights and Dates. It is Sunday, February 28th of 2021. Dude, February just came and went, right?
Yeah, man. It literally, I can't believe that it's March 1st, literally tomorrow.
Oh my God, that's incredible. It's incredible, dude. March the 1st is already, and you know, it's interesting because Womanies Volume 4 drops this coming Friday. And I was telling Devin, I was like, yo, Womanies Volume 4 is coming out 9 days from today. She's like, dude, 28th of 2021, dude. And she's like, wait a minute, it's only 9 days. I was like, yeah, February only has 28 days. And one might think that 2 or 3 days doesn't make a big difference, but it really does, man. It really does.
Especially for like a product launch or something like that. Like it's going to be, yeah, man, you know, so.
Dude, listen, I'm telling you right now. Listen, Womanies Volume 4 is, dude, it's going to be spectacular. It's going to be, dude, Blake just got done. He just got done with it. He already sent over the advanced copy and we're good to go. Like it's dude, it's incredible. I'm going to preview a little bit of it on the 6th tonight, but
yeah, I was going to say when you come down to Miami, let's do a preview down here as well when we do your interview. So
I'll be in Miami for the launch.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Fuck it. Yeah, then let's do a launch here too.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
Let's do a launch here.
Everything is colliding, man. Like we'll do like a joint podcast, dude. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's launch it down there and make it happen, baby. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, we're gonna blow this out, dude. This is the best Womanies ever, dude. Wait till you listen. I'm gonna send you an advanced
incredible. Copy. From the clips I saw, your editor is real good, man.
Dude, he is
crazy.
He is awesome. I overpay him. He charges me. He charges normally. He quoted me a price, right? Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, I'll go ahead, and I didn't negotiate with him because I know he does good work. When he sent me previews of what he did, I said, Blake, I'm tearing up your contract. I'm gonna pay you more. Right. I'm going to pay you more. And that's what I did. And this guy, dude, he is 100% worth it. Dude, I am so glad I met this guy. Shout out to Terrence Pop, man, because dude, Blake is he's the best in the business. By the way, he's going to be the cameraman and all of that for the Conference of Masculine Excellence. He's going to be putting together all the promotional footage. He is the guy. He is the guy. Daniel L says, was hoping you'd get Donovan in for a late night with Miami Girls. Going to be fire. Yeah, I'll do one of those. We're gonna we'll start sourcing the ladies. yeah, it is what it is.
Enjoy that.
It is what it is. Yeah, I'm good with that. So let's get into tonight's topic. Myron, dude, Tim Poole, and most people probably know who Tim Poole is. Tim Poole is he's more or less a political pundit, right? And he is big time because he's been on Rogan. If you've been on Rogan, then you are a made guy. You're a made man. He's been on Rogan. Well, he had Mike Cernovich on his show, and I actually know Mike Cernovich. I've actually known Mike for a while. I've known him since he was doing since he was over at, I think it was Gorilla Mindset or DangerandPlay.com, and he was all about the Gorilla Mindset. Well, he started the company with Chris Diotis of Happy Hippo Herbals, and I think he ended up selling like the Gorilla Mind and supplements, all of that. I think he ended up selling that to Tristan Negro, who now runs, Gorilla Mind Rush and all that good stuff. So I'm all into the nootropics and the supplements and all that. So that's who Tim Poole's guest was. And Myron, they stumbled into a conversation about dating and relationships for young guys. So we're gonna go through this clip. We're gonna stop it every now and again, and we're gonna break it down. So let's go ahead and get started.
A story and a theory.
You can hear this, right, Myron?
Yeah, I got you.
Perfect.
I was talking to some 22-year-old dude on the East Coast a year or two ago, and he was talking about how he never had a real relationship or anything like that. And I was like, man, you're 22? I was like, that's kind of, to me, that's crazy. And I realized something. when I was a teenager and when I was, partying college years, and it was just like, I drank way too much, man. I used to drink and just party nonstop all day. I didn't go to high school, so I was just skateboarding, playing music, being drunk, going and partying. It was kind of wild. But the women that I would meet, we didn't have Tinder. We didn't have any of these apps. So what would happen is the women I knew in college only knew the men they met in college. So who are the guys in college? Well, this chick's 19 years old. She knows some 19-year-old guy. He's not got anything really going for him. He lives in a dorm. He doesn't have a car, but it's who she knows. So she dates him. Now he's 19. They, become college sweethearts or whatever. Maybe they get married. Maybe they don't. There's a lot of people like that. That's what's happening.
Not anymore. The game changed.
That's my theory. So I saw this guy. Then dating apps come out. Now, this college woman who's 19 or 20 opens up their app, and it's not just the 19-year-old guy. This is what I said to this 22-year-old guy. I said, I'll tell you what your problem is, and this is not absolute. I'm just saying, but I'll tell you, this is something you're really facing that I didn't face when I was younger. I was like, look, I'm in my early 30s. I'm wealthy, successful. I got a conversion RV van. I can take you to an infinity pool on a roof of this luxury casino. And when I go on these apps, how is a 19-year-old college kid going to compete with that? So it's really simple. I'm not trying to impugn the honor of these young women. It's very, very simple. If there's a 20-year-old woman and she swipes right on this like attractive 20-year-old guy at her college, and they're messaging, and she's also messaging a 30-year-old guy. 30-year-old guy says, how would you like me to pick you up in my, convertible, and we'll drive to my house. I've got an infinity pool I just built. And the 20-year-old guy says, how would you like to come hang out at my dorm and watch movies? And she's like, man, which one sounds like more fun? There's more opportunity with the guy who's already established. Dating apps have opened that up and made it much, much harder, because now young men without the status and the wealth are competing against established men.
Yes.
There we go. So, Myron, listen, man, you and I have had conversations like this since the beginning of this show. Like this, these are the things that we have talked about ad nauseum.
Great detail.
Of course, and it's interesting because it's almost as though they're just now figuring out that dating apps and the internet and Instagram and social media and the smartphone, it's made the world flat. And Tim made a very good point back when, and Myron, you're a millennial. I'm a Gen Xer. And I think Tim and I are around the same age. I'm exactly the same age as Cernovich. I'm actually, he was born in 77. I think he's born in November. I was born in August. I look substantially younger than he does. He looks like he's almost 50. Love you, Mike Cernovich. I look younger than you are. Anyway, and back when I was on the dating market, when I was a kid, teenager, 20-year-old, the girls only had access to the guys that they knew personally or through someone or somebody else. The smartphone has literally changed that. The smartphone has made the world flat. You no longer, as a female, you no longer are limited to your zip code. You're no longer limited to your area code. The world is literally your oyster. You have access to men around the world. And now at this point, now they have access to these men. And these men are rich. They can fly them out. They can show them a good time. And young guys are struggling, man.
Yeah, man. When it comes to the globalized sexual marketplace, and shout out to Rolo Tomasi. I see him in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Between him, you, John from Modern Life Dating, and Troy, like, I've pretty much, I feel like us combined, we've talked the most about the global sexual marketplace out of other content creators that I've seen. And the thing is, for the guys that don't know, I'm 31 years old. I'm living here in Miami, and I'm definitely like in the game, still dealing with chicks, whatever, dating non-monogamously, whatever. A girl just left earlier, just now, and so I'm still doing my thing. And I'll tell you guys 100% that we live in a globalized sexual marketplace now. I mean, I've dealt with girls from out of state, from different parts of the world, whatever it may be, because of dating apps, and then also something that Tim and Cernovich are missing here is Instagram. Yes. Instagram is a critical component to the current dating market, because the thing is this: if you run dating apps, right, to source your leads, you're going to need an Instagram to some degree. And what I mean by that is that most girls that match with you are going to say, hey, well, are you on Instagram? And they're going to want to verify that you're, number one, not a catfish, number two, your lifestyle. And if your Instagram meets a certain threshold, then they're more than likely move forward on with the interaction with you and continue on. And you're able to also get rid of.
You're at risk of giving them too much game here, man. You started giving away your course, brother.
Yeah, man. So, so what Tim and Cernovich are saying is 100% true. That like basically what they're describing is a globalized sexual marketplace. The only thing that they're missing, which I'm not surprised, is that Instagram is a critical component of it, because I don't think they're really in a game like that. I'm pretty sure Tim Poole's in an LTR and Cernovich is married, but their analysis is spot on. The way they go about it is a little dated, because you need Instagram too to make like online dating really work for you. But yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy. Like if you're a guy and you're not on the internet, it's gonna dramatically decrease your ability to source women. Now, am I gonna sit here and say, oh, you can't cold approach, it's a waste of time? No, I'm a huge advocate for cold approaching.
Absolutely.
But like, you're not going to be able to leverage your time and resources the same way like you would when you're out cold approaching. You have to be doing that. But when you're doing online dating, you could be doing so many other things at the same time, and then you'll have your profiles up, basically doing what I call like passive demonstrations of higher value, like passive DHVs. So they're able to constantly look at your lifestyle, your pictures, whatever it may be, and then that builds attraction for you in your sleep. You know, just like they say, make money while you sleep. It works the same way with that an online profile.
This might not be a popular opinion with the young guys, but this is what it is. I'll put it to you this way, man. In this sector of the web, this men's community, it is universally understood and fundamentally agreed upon that the best relationships, the best red pill, traditionally, conventionally masculine / feminine relationships have the best chance to succeed when the man is substantially older than the woman. So in other words, when a woman is at her peak sexual market, like in a perfect world, in a perfect red pill world, the perfect start to a relationship, or the ideal start to a relationship, is a female between the ages of 18 and 22 years old being in a relationship with a man between the ages of 33 and 37, 38 years old. That's, oh my God, he's nearly twice her age. Yeah, that's right. There's a song out there called "I'm in Love with a Man Nearly Twice My Age." That is a red pill. That is a red pill song. Women, the reason why women like older men is because older men are established, right? Older men are battle tested. They've seen the world. They've done things. They're established. They make more money. They're complete men. And so what dating apps have done is it has essentially red pilled the world. Now the world doesn't know that it's been red pilled yet, but the dating apps are giving young women opportunities to be in relationships with older men who are more established. Here's the problem, and this is where feminism has run amok, is young women aren't settling down, okay? Young women have opportunities with these high status men, but instead of settling down and trying to get one locked down, they're sleeping with 6 or 7 of them, getting a Birkin bag from guy number 1, getting some Tom Ford shoes from guy number 2, getting flown out to Dubai by guy number 3, chilling with guy number 4's yacht, and so on and so forth. So instead of locking down one of these high status men, these girls allow themselves to be passed around by these high status men. And so what ends up happening is these younger women then become the older women, the 30 and 35-year-olds who want to bitch and moan about the fact that men that are their age don't want to date women that are their age. If women today would wise up and understand that, you know what? Oh my God, I have access to high status men around the world. Let me lock one down. I'm a hot 19-year-old. I could literally have any man I want. Let's not get passed around. Let's get married early. Let's have a family. That way, instead of banging this guy for one Birkin bag, I can get with him and get as many Birkin bags as I want. I can have all the Tom Ford shoes I want. I can go on all the yachts I want. No, girls are never satisfied with just one guy, and that is the fault of feminism.
Yeah, man. I mean, today's society promotes women being as promiscuous as possible and letting them know that they can have it all. You know, I think we lie to society. We lie to women more than we lie to men. You know what I'm saying? Because when you lie to women, you can make money. Yep. You know what I'm saying? When you lie to men, you're going to lose business because I always say it, men live in a fact-based reality while women live in a bizarre world. You know, it's feels before reals for them. So as long as you can make them feel good, regardless of whether you're hurting them or not, i.e., body positivity, i.e., you're beautiful the way you are, baby girl. Don't worry about it. You know, it's fine because they'll spend money, whatever. But with men, it's like if you let them perpetuate that falseness and they don't get back what they're trying to get, they're going to get mad and be pissed. That's why the RP resonates so well with a lot of men, because men understand that we live in reality, and our reality is created by our successes and our failures. Right. If you make a lot of money and you're successful and you do well with women, well, that's typically a byproduct of your success to some degree. You've mastered something. You've automatically brought something to the table. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Whereas like, for women, there's no real burden of performance on them. So whether they're a failure or not, they're still getting the benefits. And then I'll also say this too, why it's so important for men to become versus women, and why women want older guys. Adversity and trials and tribulations creates men, but it ruins women.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Because a guy that's been through the ringer, that's had some tough experiences, whatever it may be, he's battle hardened. He's able to deal with that.
It looks good on him.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like scars make men beautiful to women, right? But with women that have been through a lot of trauma, adversity, whatever it is, it just makes her terrible. Like it doesn't. 9 out of 10 times, it's gonna make her a little bit more masculine and a little bit rough around the edges, less agreeable, and all these traits. Even though that might make you a boss B, as some of these girls might say, it's going to make you less attractive to higher potential men. This is why when these women go on Kevin's show, right? We always talk about this, and they're talking about, I'm a PhD, I've done this, I've done that. Or some women, I remember one chick was like in the military trying to argue with Kevin. That's cool that you've been through that, but that doesn't necessarily make you attractive to men. I always look at it like when girls talk about their degree or accomplishments they have, think of it as like playing like The Legend of Zelda or Grand Theft Auto. You do a side quest, right? You do a side quest.
Oh yeah, right.
Like, cool, you beat that side quest, but guess what, asshole? The game is still 50% done because you didn't beat the main boss. You didn't play the game the right way it's supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just did a side quest and got like a bazooka. Cool, but are you at the end of the game? You're not. So a lot of women spend a lot of time doing side quests instead of actually playing the real game and getting to the final boss.
Wow,
so,
very good. Good comparison.
Yeah, man. So it's like that's just the problem. And the battle scars for women hurt their marketability from a sexual market standpoint versus it increases men's. That's why guys, you know, with us, the more experience and the more stuff we have, the better we are.
I'll tell you this. I'll make a slight correction. Scars make women less attractive on the RMP, the relationship marketplace.
Okay.
Every once in a while, listen, it makes them semi-attractive on the sexual in the sexual marketplace because it lets us know, okay, she's an easy mark. She's an easy target. She's been around the block. She's going to drop the panties a little bit sooner. But as far as relationships are concerned, not a chance.
You're right. There's two different spectrums. You're right.
There you go. Yeah. Absolutely. $2 super chat from Geeky Anomaly says sexual marketplace confirmed by a non-red pill observer. Truer words never spoken. Let us continue with the video.
And adding to that is the 30-year-old guy isn't just texting one 19-year-old. So he's not just taking one off the market, which would be, you know, mathematically, you would all kind of suss out. He's actually taking 3, 4, 5 off the market because he's making them all. So it's the weird thing is online dating has ruined it for women because a guy can just be like, hey, dude, I need NUDESs. And if you're like, no, it's like, okay, I'm the 35-year-old guy. Yeah. I'm about to fly to Paris. I'm picking out who I want to bring with me on this trip. You going to send them? No, see you later. Going down the list of you have not just you're 19-year-old and you can't compete, but it's not just one girl's been taken off the market now. It's really like 4 or 5 are being taken off by the top dogs. So you have the top of the food chain kind of guys having a monopoly, and then you have the younger guys who then just check out.
And I want to stress too, like, more power to these women. It's their choice to be with whoever they want to be with. And I'm not saying that there's any violation of their autonomy or agency simply because they're engaged in this dating app game. I'm just saying there is it's a general hypothesis I have that I think the math will pan out that young men are less likely to form bonds and relationships with women because of the competition in the market. But then my question is, what happens when those 20-year-old guys are 30-year-old guys without any dating experience?
But also, most importantly, what's going to happen to those 19-year-old women that do become 30? There's this weird kind of invert axis that happens, especially
he is literally talking about Rollo Tomasi's graph.
Around the age of 30. I mean, it's becoming later and later on, but it's not good. It's not good for men when they're young, and it's not good for women when they're older. So this is causing a lot of infighting that is causing a lot of relationships not to happen.
I gotta say too, I love, like, this always really, really pisses off the left.
Okay, so let's go back to something that
I was shocked when I listened to this, man. This is a very based conversation that you would never catch on like mainstream media.
You're
this
right.
is what me and you would talk about, you know what I mean, on the side, whatever, on air. But like for these guys to be talking about this with like 50,000 live viewers is crazy, because Tim Poole, I respect him as a content creator.
Yeah.
Like the guy does live stream podcasts like I do. Obviously his stuff is more news stuff. But he has like 50,000 people in the chat at all times watching him live. It's insane. So to have this kind of conversation, and I guess I'll give my prediction at the end. It's great. I think this is good. I think this is good.
I think it's good too. I think it's making people aware. But what the other guy, and I don't even know what his name is, he literally said, hold on real quick. Don DeMarco with the $2 super chat. Guys, don't tell us to hit the Don DeMarco button. Like, come on. Like, seriously. Listen, if you have a question or a comment, just super chat with your question or comment. Like, come on. You guys are killing me with that. This isn't morning radio TV. Hey, hit the zebra button. Woohoo. No, that's not what we're doing here. So Myron will hit the Don DeMarco button when Myron wants to hit the Don DeMarco button.
I can do it for the guy. He supports us. Is that cool what you done?
Go ahead. Hit the button.
I got him.
I
got you, bro.
Listen, that's the last time you're getting that instant request. But it's interesting. It's interesting that this. You know what? It's funny. I think that's just a part of my disagreeable personality. I don't like it when people try to tell me what to do. I think that's what that is.
He always shows us support. Don DeMarco, he always shows support.
All right.
He loves it. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. I guess I'm cool with Don DeMarco. But yeah, it's interesting that they're having this conversation. But the other guy was literally talking about the sexual marketplace or the sexual market value cross. Yeah. Is that when and I've actually talked about this on a recent live stream that I did when I talked about the price that men and women pay. Women have an opportunity never to pay the price, Myron. In other words, all they have to do is keep it on the road. Don't get tattoos. Don't lose your virginity. Don't start to smoke. Don't get piercings. Keep it on the road. If you make it to 18 with all those things intact, you've hit the lottery. You can, even if you're below average, it doesn't matter. Don't get fat. You can have any man you want. You can literally have any man you want. If she attracts, and high status men will find these girls. They take them off the market very, very quickly. Dude, they wife them up. They put a few babies in her, and that's it. That's a wrap. She's pair bonded to him. The rest is history. They have an opportunity never to pay that price, never to go through that stuff. We as men, Myron, we always pay the price. Why? Because it's exactly what this guy said. It's bad for us when we're young, but it's bad for women when they're old. But the only time it's bad for women when they're old is when they misspend their youth riding the CC. If they don't ride the CC, they don't have to go through all the heartbreak and frustration and all the pain and all the anguish. We as men, it is required for us to go through this. But women want the payoff on both ends. They want to be young and hot and be able to have any man they want, but then they want to be 35 years old and hot and have any man they want, and it's not working that way. And this is exactly why they're frustrated.
Yeah. I say it like this. Basically, like women are born rich and die poor, and men are born poor, right? And die rich if they do the work.
Right.
So for us, we have to do the work anyway. So about this axis, I pretty much look at it like...
Well, hold on real quick, Myron, quick. I agree with what you said 100%, and I'll finish that for you. You said men, we're born poor, we die rich. Women are born rich, they die poor if we do the work. If we do the work, we get rich. If women do the work, they can be born rich and die rich.
Yep. They can. They can get on both ends if they do it right. But no, I said if the men, but the big contingency for men is you have to do the work.
Yes.
So like for women, right? Like when they're hitting like 28, 29 years old, that's like the equivalent of like they only have $100,000 left of that $5 million they got when they were 18.
There you go.
And then a man, he's just about to get his check from the bank for $5 million at 30 years old, and they're just starting to cross paths right there. So if she sees you going on the come up and she's coming down, she's finally seeing you. Then that's when, that a lot of times
this is when the crisscross happens.
Trying to get married, right? That's when they're trying to get married, whatever it is, the epiphany phase. But if guys are smart, they look at her and just keep going up, and then find a girl that's on her incline too. Because, it's just that women nowadays, man, they don't learn until it's too late. A lot of the times, because society does everything in their damnest to keep women single, because when you keep women single, they spend more money.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when a woman is not in a family unit and she doesn't have a man, she's going to spend more of her own money doing dumb stuff like on her nails, her hair, whatever, since women are consumers anyway. And the other thing, too, that Tim brought up that I thought was very interesting, he mentioned, what about the guys that are 30 years old that don't have any dating experience? Well, my thing to that is those guys get finessed a lot of the time because, the worst thing you could do is become a man that's 30 years old and like a virgin. And that, I'm not saying it because, you're a virgin, so you're a loser. I'm not saying it makes you less of a man. My concern is that you don't have you have a lack of experience with women. 50 years ago, it would have been okay to be 30 years old and be a virgin. I wouldn't care because, you'd be able to find a wife, you'd be able to find a woman that wasn't that promiscuous in her past, and you can deal with it, right? She came from more than likely a good nuclear family. But nowadays, I tell guys all the time, you shouldn't even think about being in a relationship till you got a 50 notch count. Why do I say that? I say that not because I want you guys going out there and getting STIs and all this other stuff. No. I'm simply saying that because I'm aware that most millennial women, especially attractive ones, have far larger body counts than most men. And I also know that since these chicks get around, they're going to be able to pull the wool over your eyes and sell purity. So my thing is, guys need to be better assessors of a female's character. And unfortunately, to be able to assess a female's character properly, you need to get in the trenches and date a lot of girls, figure out the red flags for yourself. You can watch our content, will help cut your learning curve. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to get out there, see a purple-haired feminist and be like, okay, this girl is recreational use only. And you're not going to be able to do that until you've had a certain amount of women, because the biggest thing I notice with guys that are sexually inexperienced is they'll commit to girls that aren't worthy of committing to because they're not used to getting sex.
Yes.
And I want guys to be able to get sex on autopilot so that you get it out the way and then you're able to actually assess a woman on her real value, which she brings to the table. Because I'll keep it real.
Having sexual experience allows you to separate the difference between sexual market value and relationship market value. The less sex you have, the more you put stock in her sexual market value. And I said this on a video the other day. These days, the higher a woman's sexual market value is, the lower her relationship market value is. That is womanism. That is womanism at its finest. I'm going to comment on something you said just a little bit, but shout out to Matt M with a pair of $50 cash apps. Hit the Don DeMarco button.
Yeah, I got that one.
Don DeMarco. Apparently, Rolo hit the button 3 times on his show today, so I guess I'll come around.
Nice.
Listen, I agree with you 125% when you talk about the fact that men need to have that sexual experience. But here's what I want to let the young guys know. There are a lot of young guys are just checking out of the dating market. That's it. I'm not trying to get with girls. I'm trying to be on my purpose and this and that and the other. Listen, being on your purpose and building up your body, your mind, your finances, that is very important. You never abandon that. But you cannot abandon the pursuit of women, because when you do become that high status guy at 34, 35 years old, and you lack the requisite sexual experience to differentiate between sexual market value and relationship market value, it's just like Myron said, you get finessed. You 100% get finessed. The first hot girl you ever have sex with, you're ready to put a ring on it. Why? Because you haven't had sex with hot girls before. I have banged dozens of I banged dozens of 9s and 10s. Dozens of them. This is why I'm impervious to a woman's looks. That doesn't mean that I rolled out of bed and was just bulletproof. No, I've got my heart broken. I've been cheated on. I've been used. I've been played by countless hot girls. More than I'm even willing to admit. But that's the very reason why I am who and what I am now. Because a lot of girls say, "Who hurt you?" Shit, all of y'all. But what men have to understand, and I'm going to say something, you absolutely need to get this through your thick skull. If you're a young guy watching this right now, if you're 20, 21 years old, you don't have any game, you're not getting women, dude, do not abandon the pursuit of women. That's number one. Don't make it your only activity, but you have to keep pursuing. Otherwise, you're going to get finessed. That's number one. Number two, resolve in your mind right now. You are going to have your heart crushed. You're going to have your heart stomped on. Girls are going to cheat on you. You're not going to be able to eat for 3 days. You're going to be depressed. And as much as it's, dude, oh my God, Myron, it sucks to go through that stuff. That shit fucking sucks. I'm going to tell you what, man. there is nothing like finding out a girl has cheated on you. To me, I'd rather get hit in the face than find some shit out like that. That's the silver bullet. And women know that's the silver bullet. If you cheat on a man, that is the most effective way to hurt him. Guys, this needs to be done to you over and over and over again. And it sucks when it happens, man. It fucking sucks when it happens, but it is necessary. Just like it's no fun squatting 350 pounds. It's no fun doing that. You have to tear your muscles down to build them up. It's not fun walking around with jelly legs the next morning. It's not fun trying to put your pants on when you can barely lift your legs when you're sore. But when the soreness wears off, you're stronger, and even stronger than that. And after 6 months to a year, now you've optimized body composition. It's the same thing as a dating arc for a man in his 20s. You need to understand you will be hurt. You will get played. You will get cheated on. You're going to have your heart broken. You're going to get stomped on. You should embrace this and understand that it is an inevitability if you want to be successful with women. The only reason why I was successful with women is because I was unsuccessful with women. That is the only way. You're not going to meet some special girl and never get your heart broken. No. If you're a 21-year-old guy dating a 20-year-old girl and she's dating a 20-year-old girl, listen, I'm here to tell you, she's probably already cheating on you. And you want to know something? You should thank your lucky stars that she does. You should thank your lucky stars that she does, because what she's doing is she's putting you under the bar. She's putting you through your paces. And you want to know something? When you're 22 dating a 24-year-old, she's going to cheat on you too. When you're 25 dating an 18-year-old, she's going to cheat on you too. When you're 27 dating a 25-year-old, she's going to cheat on you too. Then when you get into your mid-30s, when you're 30, 32, 33 years old, all of a sudden now girls are going to start to stay in line. Why? Because you've been through the battles. You understand what to look for. You know what girls to avoid and which ones not to avoid. So that 25-year-old who cheated on you back when you were 27 years old, guess what? All you do is fuck her now, and she's wondering why does he not commit to me? Because he's been there. He knows who you are. He's seen this movie already, and he's lived it. So I said all that to say this. Do not, guys say, that's it, I'm giving up. And as easy as it is for a guy like me to say, don't give, it's easy for me to say, just pursue women. It's easy for me to say that because I've banged a bunch of broads. But I'm telling you, if you ever want to be successful with women, you absolutely must go out, and you have to. It's almost like you're lifting to failure, right? You got to keep pushing the bar until you can't push it anymore. That's the only way you're going to tear your muscles down to build them up.
Yeah, man. I mean, another thing too, just to add to what you were saying, it used to be men could rely on the woman's father in society to kind of contain her hypergamy and promiscuity, right? Because it used to be shunned upon, whatever. But the thing is this, guys, you no longer have the luxury of those buffers. So now you have to do the vetting yourself as the man. Her father's not doing it for you. Society's not doing it for you. And as a matter of fact, society's telling her to do the behaviors that are conducive to a bad relationship for you. So you have to get in there, deal with her, and have the experience to create and mold her and make her into the woman you want. Like so many girls nowadays, when you start dating them in the beginning, they're going to have bad habits that are not conducive to a good long-term relationship. Right. And Donovan did a whole special on this, how to build a woman from the ground up, which I think is an excellent series. Because what it does is it teaches you how to deal with modern day women, deprogram them from their bad habits, whether they want to admit it or not, and then make her into a woman that's worthy of your commitment. Because most girls, as they come stock in today's day and age, modern day dating marketplace, are not adequate for a long-term relationship with you. That's going to be good for your end. It might be good for her because she'll still be able to, if you give a regular girl the reins and like, hey, I'll get in a relationship with you, baby. She's going to want to do girls' nights out. She's going to want to be on social media. She's still going to want to be able to play the field with open hypergamy while you commit to her and everything like that. So with like a course like that, right, and learning how to deal with modern day women with these bad habits, it's more how do I say this? It's more about contemporary dating, because the days of the 1950s where women were sugar and spice and everything nice and came from a good household and you didn't have to worry too much about these bad habits and destructive things that they do, those days are done. Now you have to be the vetter.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, you're 100% right. Girls don't come ready-made anymore. Even when they look like they're ready-made, dude, the vast majority of them are not. Dude, I saw the video you did. It was a late-night video. It was about a girl. Dude, the girl was talking about being tied up in a dungeon and being smashed by 5 or 6 different dudes. The bitch looked like the girl next door. Like, you would never know it. You would never guess it by
She's
looking
19,
at her.
Donovan. She's 19.
This is insane. She's 19. She looks like, dude, I mean, 19 years old, beautiful girl. She's very young. You would think she's the innocent girl next door. Nope. This girl has been ran through, and she's not even old enough to drink. Unbelievable, man. No, women do not come ready-made anymore. It is on you as the man to train a woman. Number one. Number two, you have to recognize which girls are trainable. Because, and I tell you guys in the course, it's a 7-hour, 5-hour. And listen, it's a 5-part, 7-hour course. I tell you, listen, man, 99% of women are not going to get through the training. Like, that's real talk. And I mean, dude, I put 2.5 women through this training. I was lucky. I was fortunate because one such woman actually made it all the way through the training. She lives with me now, and I guess according to the sphere out there, apparently I'm secretly married to this woman. That's neither here nor there. Dude, it's ridiculous. Synth Paragon with the $10 super chat says, thanks for the advice. I'm 23, and thanks to you, I'm going back into the trenches. That's what we need right there. Listen, don't give up on dating, guys. Because I'm here to tell you, you can check out of the dating market. You can say, I'm done with women. Guess what, dude? You still got a couple of testicles, homie. Your biological hard drive is not going to allow you to check out of the dating market. You are going to pursue relationships whether you like to, want to, or not. You can either get it out of the way now, or you can pay a lot later. Don DeMarco with the $5 super chat says, how come older women don't advise younger women to not ride the CC and get high-value men while she's 18 to 21?
That's a great question.
Very good question. Myron, take a stab at this one.
Man. Well, I'll tell you this. I think the reason why older women don't warn younger women is because for them to tell a younger woman, hey, you need to find a guy when you're young and everything else like that, is basically them telling on themselves that they live their life incorrectly. You know what I'm saying? And their ego investment, right, into that Sex and the City type lifestyle, right, chasing your career, all that other stuff, a lot of them don't want to come to the reality that, hey, I messed up here. You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, like, I mean, if you, like, and some women are starting to slowly wake up. They're calling it a Kevin Samuels show. Do I deserve a high-value guy? I'm 41 years old. I have 2 kids, and I make $100,000 a year. No, you don't. What? Yes, you don't. So I think some women are slowly waking up. But and here's the thing. We tell you guys all the time, never listen to female advice, right? Female dating advice. For women out there, for all 3 viewers out there, don't listen to female dating advice either. And the reason why is because women, right, in general, almost always lie about intersexual dynamics. They just have to, because the things that turn them on, the things that they're actually attracted to, the things that arouse them, etc., the things that a man has to do to be attractive to a woman, they're inherently unflattering and reveals uncomfortable things about the ways women may select. So if a woman who's 40 years old goes and tells an 18-year-old, hey, you need to lock down a guy while you're young, don't make my mistake, what's she basically telling that young girl? I messed up in my life. You don't want to end up like me. But women are very hard. Women rarely take critical advice lightly, let alone being able to criticize themselves in a way that's, that's productive. Because like I always say, women live in a bizarre world where they can do no wrong. There's a reason why, people like Derek Jackson, Matthew Hussey, all these guys, they rarely critique women. They figured out the formula that if you don't hold women accountable for their actions and their poor decisions, you're going to make far more money than if you actually do. Because if you do, what's going to happen is you're going to be labeled a misogynist, a bigot, a chauvinist, whatever it may be, even though you're giving them constructive criticism. Why? Because women aren't performance-based like we are, where our reality is based on what we create. Women, no matter how poor they act, how fat they are, how bitchy they are, how rude they are, single mom, whatever, society is going to champion them for their mistakes. So women are almost incapable, say this again, they're almost incapable of giving themselves critical analysis of their mistakes. They don't take critique very well. A lot of the time.
No, they don't. And I'll tell you this too. You see, back in the day, women used to advise other women, hey, do you want to end up like, I don't know, do you want to end up like Dorothy Jean? Little Miss Old Dorothy Jean, right out there on Sycamore Lane. Well, what happened to Dorothy Jean? Well, Dorothy Jean is 31 and unwed. She's not married. Oh my God, mommy, she's 31 and she doesn't have a family. Why is that? Well, Dorothy Jean decided to have fun with the boys. And unfortunately for her, her only kids are going to be cats. Now, do you want to be like Miss Dorothy Jean? No, I don't want to be like Miss Dorothy Jean. This is how it was, because revealing the truth about what it takes to get a man back then was not unflattering. It wasn't unflattering to tell girls to be feminine, to stay thin, to be accommodating, and to be kind. These days, what it takes to attract women. See, here's the thing, and we could go all into this. Oh my God. Womanism and the advent of birth control has caused women to prioritize physical genes over resourceful genes. Okay? Back in the day, and this is the thing. Back in the day, women were attracted to men. Women saw men that they were attracted to, that they wanted to bang all the time. But guess what? They know that if they have sex, they were going to get pregnant. And if they get pregnant and they're unwed, they're going to end up like Miss Dorothy Jean out there on East Sycamore Street, alone with her cats and however many children she has.
Motherhood used to be shamed big time.
Dude, big time. But now, just like you said, now it's glorified and championed. So back then, yeah, listen, a girl will look at a guy and be like, hey, listen, like, you look good, but you're a bad boy. Like, I see you driving your Trans Am or whatever cars they had, a Model T, blah, 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 blah. But I can't mess with you because you're not going to stick around and take care of these kids that you're going to put in me, right? They had their priorities straight. Fast forward to 2021. Girls indulge in the guys who have the best physical genes because there are no immediate repercussions. Yes. They're not ostracized like 31-year-old Dorothy Jean. They've got government assistance. They get glorified as single mothers. This is why women prioritize physical genes over resourceful genes, because there are no consequences for indulging. That's the main difference. Shout out to Avid Hiker with the $20 Cash App. I appreciate that, Avid Hiker. Sean C with the $5 Cash App said no Facebook stream. Yeah, Facebook is playing games with my page these days. So we'll figure that one out. The Marfuki man with another $20 super chat says, here's a third one, Donovan. You're a king. Appreciate that. King Life with wait a minute, I need to be putting these up. King Life with the $5 super chat said, you should sue that guy that said you were secretly married, brother. No, I'm not. No, I shouldn't. I'm going to listen. I'm not taking any revenge on anybody. He will trust and believe I am on his radar, and living well is the best revenge. When he sees the moves that I'm going to be making here within the next few months or so, that will be all the revenge I need. That's all there is to it. And I think he knows that. Another super chat here by Dan A. I'm gonna spam something in here to get it up. Yeah. I'm not just putting in my Cash App. It says older women are competing against younger men for the same men. That's why they won't give younger women good advice. Your thoughts, I almost called you Donovan. Your thoughts, Byron?
No, I agree. Yeah, it's they're not going to tell women what, because women are inherently competitive when it comes to like getting men, because they know that like high value guys are scarce. And the other thing too, another reason why I think old women aren't going to advise younger women to like stave off, to make sure they find a guy early on, is because there's not that many married women that are in happy relationships anymore.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so since it's kind of rare for a woman to be in a marriage that where she actually likes, respects, and is attracted to the guy, like these are the women that need to be female dating coaches.
There you go.
Not these women that are single getting arrested for fraud. If you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, because these women. Because here's the thing. So people could try to shame me all the time. Well, Myron, how can you give men dating advice when you don't have a girlfriend? Well, baby girl, you got to understand that for men, us being single, like our value in the dating game is not contingent upon us being able to lock down a woman.
That's right.
For women, for you to be successful as a woman, can you lock down a guy? Men, we want to have sex with as many girls as we can and be open. It's just that very few guys can actually execute that sexual strategy. So success for dating is different for the two genders. So for a woman, if you're talking to a woman that can't hold down a guy, that's a problem. Versus if you talk to a guy that's dating multiple women. So because a woman's value comes from the type of guy that she can lock down. And honestly, a lot of these women get dating advice from women that can't lock down a guy, isn't married, etc. If these women ask women that are in happy marriages and relationships, these women will tell you, you need to get married younger. You need to find a guy that's a leader and let him lead and be a man, and you're going to be happy. Because there are a few female dating coaches out there that are married that tell women this, but they're not going to get as much praise and applause because let's keep it real. It's hard to be a good woman to a man in a relationship.
There you go.
You're going to have to give up some things that most modern day women aren't willing to give up. Girls' nights out, social media, hanging out with platonic male friends, all these things. A lot of modern day women aren't going to want to give that up. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to, women are always, a lot of them have selective hearing when it comes to dating, and they're going to take what sounds best for them that allows them to still exercise their open hypergamy strategy while simultaneously siphoning off resources from a man, whether they like him or not, because they still want that security and they want to be able to play, get their cake and eat it too. But I'm saying that's a strategy that's going to lead you to inevitable catness.
I'll tell you this. Check this out. Check this out. Dude, you hit the nail on the head. Success in how can I put this? I don't want to say reproductive success, but intersexual dynamics, the success that comes with that is different for men and women. Success for a man is being able to shag as many women as humanly possible. This is attractive to men. This is why we as men, we get high fives when we can bang a lot of girls. We also get the side eye not the side eye. We also get noticed by girls for banging a lot of girls. Why? Because that's not easy. It's very hard to do that. Even just because you're good at something does not mean it's easy. On the other side, women are always asking, well, why do men get praise when they sleep around, but women are called sluts and hoes? Because it's easy to sleep around. All you have to be is there and willing. That's it. All you have to do is say yes. This is why women don't brag about all the guys they sleep with, because they know it's easy. But guess what? When a girl gets engaged and she flashes that ring, what do all of her friends do? Oh my God! Da, 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 da. That is success for women. And here, and to piggyback on what you said earlier about dating advice, the reason why girls don't listen to relationship advice from women who are in good, solid relationships is because that advice is very hard to carry out. Listen, it's easy to take dating advice from women who say, hey, listen, just go on Instagram and find another dick. It's easy for girls to take dating advice from girls who tell them, listen, if he pisses you off, just ignore him. It's easy to behave badly. It is not easy to be off social media. It is not easy to forego girls' nights out. It's not easy to get rid of your slutty friends who cheat on their boyfriends and husbands all the time. So the main difference, the reason why girls don't take relationship advice from women who are in good relationships is that women in good relationships give them advice that's hard. That's all there is to it. See, this is the thing, man. Women still don't understand that anything worth having is going to be difficult. This is women and men. If you want a good relationship, it's going to be fucking hard. It's not easy to be in a good relationship. That's why it's hard. If it were easy to be in a good relationship, everybody would do it. You want to know what's really easy? Being in a bad relationship, which is why most women are in bad relationships, because women never do what's hard, ever.
No, man, that's facts, man. I mean, it's like they don't want to forgo some of their freedoms to have a good relationship. They want to be able to play both sides, still be able to put ass pictures on Instagram, but have a boyfriend at home that they could take pictures with for Thanksgiving. And
there you go.
I'm going to tell these ladies, if you want a good relationship, you can't have it both ways, at least with a high value guy that actually respects himself. Any man that respects himself is not going to tolerate you doing this BS with your open hypergamy, because guys that are good with women understand the fundamentals that men and women aren't equal, and the things that make a man successful in dating do not make a woman successful in dating, and vice versa. This Sheryl Sandberg, model of dating where you're like, on the CC in your youth and then, trying to settle down later on. Guys ain't tolerating that, bro.
Nope.
Like that's just not how it's going to go. But women, like I said, listening to a married woman that's in a happy relationship is not sexy, because she's going to tell the women to do things that limit their freedoms that they don't want to hear.
Don DeMarco with the $5 super chat says, what would happen if prostitution was legal in the U.S. and how would it change the game? Would there be less simps? Hashtag red pill Don DeMarco. LOL, he cracks me up. I'll tell you what would happen. Dude, episode 24. Episode 24. That's right. Episode 24 of TSR, it wasn't live then, was the real reason women don't want legalized prostitution. So let me answer his question. Sure. If prostitution were legalized in the U.S., you know what it would force women to do, Myron? It would force them to get thin. It would force them to be nice. It would force them to have agency. It would force them to have to learn to cook and clean. It would force them to be better women. You want to know why? Because men are able to hire a professional for what they put up with all the nonsense for what they're paying for. The only reason why men deal with women in the first place is because they want to smash. That's it. Well, if it's legal, and dude, the government knows this. If working girls, if being a lady of the night were legal, and there are some states in Nevada, Nye County, where that is legal. That is absolutely legal. But if it were legalized nationwide, the sexual marketplace would improve. All of a sudden, now you got thin girls walking around. All of a sudden, you got girls looking you in the eye instead of looking at their phones for the next shiny you-know-what. Now, all of a sudden, we got women actually wanting to take cooking classes. We got women being raised to be good wives and mothers. You want to know why, Myron? Because when that little girl is 8, 9, 10 years old, and she says, Mommy, why do I have to learn how to cook? Well, you have to learn how to cook because men these days are going to want, they're going to need you to provide something other than your body. Well, why is that? Well, because if you can't cook or clean, then he's just going to go buy a woman's body and find a woman who does. It would force women to be women. This thing being legalized would absolutely improve the SMV, but again, we can't have that. We can never put, here's what legalized prostitution would do. It would put women at a disadvantage on the sexual marketplace. You want to know something, Myron? The economy cannot afford women to be at a disadvantage in the sexual marketplace. It wouldn't survive it. Nachama with the $5 super chat says, interesting chat, gentlemen. So let me give you a quick womanese lesson. Anytime a woman comes into my chat and donates a measly $5 and says, interesting chat, gentlemen, translation, I disagree with you, but I'm afraid to say I disagree with you because I don't want you to roast me. I read you loud and clear, Nachama. Interesting conversation means I don't agree with what you guys are saying. Get the fuck out of here with that. Isidore Calderon says the only social enforcement that can still work is a lot of high-value men being open about their standards and preferences. I don't know what that means.
I think he means like if guys that were of high value started like telling women, I don't want no fat chicks, because it's basically shunned upon for a man to enforce his boundaries or even state his boundaries with women. I don't think it will change anything, bro. Like we still blow sunshines and rainbows up women's asses regardless of how poorly they behave. It's never going to change. If you live in a Western country, I think we're too far gone where women like literally feel like no matter what they do, they should be praised for it, man. Like, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
I'll tell you this.
Companies ain't going to do it. Go ahead.
I'll tell you this. High value men are open about their standards and preferences. You want to know how they're open about it? They're open about what the choices they make. They pass the hose around, but then they marry the girl. Then they marry the girl from, whatever country she's from, who just turned 18 years old and is a virgin and lived at home with mom and dad until he decided to take her off the market. And even when men are open and vocalize their standards and preferences, guess what? They're shouted down. High value men, true high value men, dude, they're some of the most red pill dudes out there. But you want to know something? They're not going to vocalize anything like that because they understand. Listen, I'm not trying to get canceled. I don't need to tell anyone what my preferences are. I'm just going to pass these 304s around, and I'm going to wife up the 18-year-old virgin in Turkey who nobody knows about because she's never seen a smartphone in her life. I don't know when or how that would happen, but we're going to end the show with the comment of the evening. Devin in the chat says prostitution is legal. It's called dating, and she puts that in quotes. Face Facts with the $5 super chat says prostitution is already legal in the U.S. It's called marriage. No, actually, it used to be marriage. It is now dating. Because, and I'm going to end it with this, Myron. Marriage used to be the one way, the only way that women could extrapolate money from him. One of the 4 pillars of womanism, and you can find this in my free ebook, The 49 Laws of Sharpe, which you can get at donovansharpe.com/49laws. Not so shameless plug. I am not ashamed to say that I want to be financially successful and monetize my knowledge. So fuck all you guys who have a problem with that. It's one of the 4 pillars of womanism is to transfer resources from men to women, okay? So marriage used to be the main way to do that. That was in the 90s and the early aughts, right? Well, men started to wise up. And so men are saying, oh, you know what? I'm not going to get married. I'm going to go my own way. I'm not going to get married, blah, 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 blah. And so what the economy has done, what society has done, is they have figured out a way to extrapolate money from men without marriage. We now have women committing paternity fraud. It's known that paternity fraud is committed, but the man who proved that he's not the father still has to pay child support. He didn't have to marry her for that, right? There was a guy in Canada who was with a woman for like 10 years, never married her, never put any babies in her. Guess what? She still gets an alimony payment. Here's another way the economy has figured out how to extrapolate money from men. This is going to blow you away, Myron. Are dating apps. I don't know that you know this, Myron, but the purpose of dating apps is not to bring happy couples together. Oh, no. The purpose of dating apps is to extrapolate money from men. You think girls are paying money for Tinder Gold? You think girls are paying money to go on sugar dating sites? You think women are paying money for Bumble and Hinge? No. 127% of the revenue generated by dating apps are from men. So, and there are many other ways, but that is how feminism has changed this country. One of the 4 pillars is to transfer money, resources from men to women. Men decided, I'm checking out, so society predictably adjusted, and now there are about 100 ways to extrapolate women. There are about 100 ways to transfer resources from men to women without marriage or children.
And I'll tell you this real quick, too. I'll take it a step further. Not only do women not pay for dating apps and everything else, they look at it as an insult if a woman has to pay for any type of situation that's going to put her in front of more men. So online dating, nightclubs, bars, etc. If you talk to like attractive women, they will literally like say, I'm not paying to go to no club or whatever. Why is that? Well, because women know that nightclubs, they make the money from the men, not the women. So a lot of women look at it as an insult if they have to pay for their own drinks or pay their own way or whatever it is. I always say this, women don't realize that they've lost it until they're buying their own drinks at the bar. That's what women realize.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. A lot of women look at it as an insult if they have to pay a cover fee to get into any type of venue or anything. Anytime there's intersexual relations with a man, women are almost never going to want to have to pay any type of money because they always feel, well, the guy should pay. What the hell? I'm the price. Because we tell women that, you know, they're sugar and spice and everything nice and put them on pedestals. You know what I'm saying? That's when feminism goes out the window, is when they deal with men.
There you go. Tucano Aeroplano with the €5 says sugar babies are technically legal and they are changing the sexual marketplace. Not sure if for the better or for the worse. It's for the worse because sugar babies, there's a difference between a sugar baby and a woman who is on a mission to find a man. Sugar babies want to consolidate on as many high status men as possible, not for marriage and children, but for stuff and money and trips.
Yeah, it's different.
Listen, women, dude, sugar babies go after depreciating assets. Okay, women who are about their business go for an appreciating asset, as in getting married to a man and having children. Slagoist the Sauce with the $5 super chat said, I was one minute away from giving you a $100 super chat. Oh, well, next time, shout out to the coach gang. So now I'm going to put you in timeout for being a dick. I appreciate the $5. I was 1 minute away from giving you a $100 super chat. That's bullshit. No, you weren't. Get out of here with that.
Yeah,
Dr.
weird.
Thunder with the $5 super chat. Yeah, don't send me a super chat and like fucking try to tease me. Get the fuck out of here with that. Give me a break. It's so funny. People think because they super chat you, they can just say whatever the fuck they want. Get out of here with that. Go fuck yourself. Dr. Thunder with the $5 super chat says, paying my respects. Myron, as usual, we got, how far into the video did we get? We got maybe 30 seconds into the video, I think.
3 minutes, right? Maybe.
Yeah, it was a couple of minutes. I let it go. Listen, dynamite conversation between the two of us, man. Dude, we are going to start taking phone calls on this show in the not too distant future. Yeah, man, it's going to be an earlier start time so that we can do this on the regular. This evening, so the 7 is no longer. The 7 is now the 6. Kevin Samuels is no longer a part of the panel, and it's nothing bad. Kevin Samuels has blown up. Kevin is being pulled in 100 different directions. I said, look, dude, do what you got to do, man. Like, we will be fine without you. So congratulations for Kevin Samuels for being the first graduate of the 7, right? Of the 7 alumni.
He's hit mainstream now, man.
He is mainstream. He has mainstream media now talking about him. And oh, by the way, we are going to talk about the response to Kevin Samuels and what the black community's response to Kevin Samuels says about the black community. Now the show is going to be back to being called The Six. That is going to go live in just under an hour right here. We've got a couple more super chats, and I'll let you get the last word in. Khalil G says, counties in Nevada where hoeing is legal. Let me add to that. Hashtag asking for a friend. Google it. Samishi says, thanks, Myron and Don. Greatly appreciate you two. I need to bring something up here. Give me a second, because I don't have the information that I need. Give me 2 seconds, Myron. I apologize.
Yeah, no worries.
I know this is bad radio. Okay, very good. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the right stream. Okay, very good. Listen, Myron, tell the people where to find you, when to find you, how to get a hold of you.
Well, you guys can find me in an hour. I'll be on the 6 here with Donovan and the squad. Guys, Fresh and Fit YouTube channel. You guys know we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Next week, I'm going to have Donovan and Rolo and Aaron Clear here in Miami. It's going to be lit. We'll do one show with each of the guys, and then we'll do a big super panel show on probably Thursday next week. So I'm psyched for it, man. And yeah, Donovan, thank you for having me on. These Weights and Dates episodes are really good. And yes, guys, we will start taking phone calls soon so that we can actually help you guys out and interact with the audience more.
You know, I think we have such good chemistry on the air is because I think you and I are almost, dare I say, hive-minded, right?
Yeah, we're very similar. Yeah,
we're very in sync like that, because like the stuff. This is why we can never get through a video, because you're thinking what I'm thinking, and I'm thinking what you're thinking. I'm like, yo, to add to that, and you're like, well, to add to that. Good problem to have. Good problem to have.
Excellent problem to have, man. I'm happy to be on the show.
Oh, yeah, of course. This is all kinds of fun. Colonel Sanders the 16th with the $5 super chat says, this show is too good for YouTube. To say that this is needed is an understatement.
Thank you.
Truer words never spoken. Tune in just under an hour for the 6. It is Hotep Jesus, Coach Greg Adams, Mr. Lucario, Myron Gaines, and Minister Jap, and yours truly on the 1s and 2s. We will